Hey guys, how's it going? It's Chris from Cash On, coming to you from my car, a typical place in today's society. But while I'm waiting for a friend, I figured I'd do a really cool review of a book that I just finished, kind of lickety split. Just came out on Tuesday. It's Vaynerchuk's, or Gary Vaynerchuk's, Crushing It. So, to give you a little bit of a story with Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, a lot of people have been introduced to Gary Vaynerchuk pretty much recently, in the last few months, in the last couple of years, but I've been following this guy pretty much way back where it first started. Now, I'll tell you really quickly. I was in downtown Boston at what was once a Border bookstore, and I ran across this very thin book called Crushing It. Obviously, anytime being that I've been in business for 18 years, the first place I go into a bookstore is the business section. I try to avoid anything that is kind of like, self-help books or what have you, but kind of look at new forms of marketing, being that I'm a marketing junkie. And I came across this really thin book, really liked it a lot, read it, and really followed this kid at the time, and was brought to his YouTube page. Now, this is about 10 years ago. This is when he had practically no viewers, and I came across his wine YouTube channel. And the key thing about this was that I found it really intriguing. I love the kid's charisma, but the reason how I kind of passed it on to people wasn't in regards to business skills or anything like that. It was in regards to, I know some people that love wine. Me personally, I'm not a wine drinker, but I thought this was a great video to watch, so I kind of passed it over. He eventually grew into what he is now. He's a very successful businessman. He is what you would call a marketing guru, a phenomenal, successful speaker, agent. Has a very successful agency, etc., etc., etc. And this guy is doing it right by really teaching people how to properly conduct their current businesses, or if you are planning to get into a business. So with that being said, I've dabbled in a lot of his books. I have watched his content quite often, kind of have witnessed his growth. And for a guy, like I mentioned at the beginning, that happens to be a marketing junkie, I have studied marketing through and thick, being a marketing major myself. But there's one thing I can tell you in life, guys. Every day, I don't care what you know, you're going to be a student each and every day. And this guy really supplies you some cool things, which leads me to his book. This book came out on Tuesday. It's an extremely quick read, but a substantial one. The key thing about this book was what was so intriguing that made me want to buy it. And to be honest with you, if I'm going to give you any word of advice, pass it on or highlight the crap out of this book, or make notes, or whatever the key is. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you who I am talking to out there. I am not talking to the person that wants to create a business. I'm talking to the people that currently have a business and do not want to embrace social media. This book is completely devised into pretty much a handbook, rule book, whatever you want to call it, on how to properly use social media, be it Twitter, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, YouTube, etc., and maybe even dabble into a podcast or two. The scenario of that is how to properly market your business. This book is going to show you how. Old school people, you got to wake up. You got to embrace this. As far as not the book I'm talking about, how to utilize social media, because your annual percent will rise by maybe a small percentile or a medium or high. It depends on how disciplined you want to be, folks. So discipline means daily discipline, and you kind of make it into factor of what is going to work for you, but you have to do this on a daily occasion, and that you will see results. So with that being said, Crushing It is phenomenal. It's a great book. It's a quick read. It's a great reference tool. It's something that you should reread a couple of times. And I would keep the copy that you have. If you know of a person that is creative, pass it on. If it's someone that's in business, definitely buy that person a book and tell them that they need to read it. It's a great, great tool. So with that being said, that's my 2 cents in regards to that, guys. Definitely pick up Gary's other books. You know, they're great. They're not outdated by any stretch of the imagination. You know, people sometimes might get turned off by Gary, find him egotistical, or whatever the case might be, brash. You know what, guys? It's his thing. It's real. The kid knows what he's talking about. If he didn't, quite honestly, being how picky I am as a business owner for 18 years, I wouldn't be listening to him if I didn't think the kid was talking legit. And he's real. And it's something to, you know, after you read this book, watch his content. I'm telling you, it's pretty educational. And the one thing I will tell you, straightforward, to the business owners out there, once again, have a notebook on the side, write some notes down when you hear his stuff. The key thing about that is also bookmark his content. By bookmarking it, just like this book, Crushing It, you want to reference those videos. And that way, it's a great tool. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. You know, write a couple comments. I want to hear what your version of Crushing It was, and how it might have helped you, and how it will help you. Other than that, guys, take care. Have a great day. Take care.